Hello and welcome to Crumbs Doilies HQ, and Easter is nearly here, which means bunnies and chicks and eggs and chocolate and all that stuff. And so I'm going to make some really cute little bunny butt cupcakes, and they're really super easy. So you're going to need some cupcakes, and I'm going to use my raspberry and coconut recipe that I did last week, so go and check that out. So I've got some cupcakes and some buttercream to go on them, and I've got white and green as well. And piping bags for those, just one with a big round nozzle and a very, very special one, which I'll show you later. You're also going to need some desiccated coconut, some little sugar flowers like this, and some little mini eggs, and also some white sugar paste and some pale pink sugar paste, and I've got a couple of tools which I'll show you when I use them. So the first thing we're going to do is make the little bunny tails, and they couldn't be simpler. They're just balls of white sugar paste rolled in desiccated coconut. So I'm going to grab a piece a little bit bigger than a hazelnut, somewhere between a hazelnut and a Brussels sprout, and roll it really, really, really round in your hands. And that just needs to be coated in water or edible glue if you have it, but water will do the trick. And then pop that into your bowl of desiccated coconut and roll it around. And you're going to need 6 of those, so keep making them until you're finished. And now to make my little bunny feet. So these are very straightforward. I've got a golf ball sized ball of sugar paste, white. I'm going to roll that into a ball, and then I'm going to roll it into a sausage. And it needs to be kind of thickness of my thumb, I suppose. And then using a sharp scalpel, I'm going to start cutting pieces about 1.5 centimetres long. And then to make my little feet, I'm going to pick up one of my pieces and kind of fashion it into a sort of bicycle seat shape by kind of pinching at the end. And then put it onto your board and kind of round it down and squish it down to make it look like a kind of foot. Now I'm going to use some pink sugar paste for the detail on this. So you need a very, very small amount rolled between your fingers and then rolled into a very thin sausage. Now each foot needs a pad on the heel and 3 toes. So with a sharp knife, you want a pea-sized amount and then 3 sesame seed-sized amounts. And then flatten them down using your finger in your palm of your hand, and then using a tiny bit of water, stick them on in just the right spots. And then just to give the toes a little bit of definition, I'm going to impress in just some little sort of notches on the front. And that's one cute little bunny foot, so keep going until you've got 6 pairs. With all my tails and little bunny feet ready, it's now time to get assembling. So I've got my cupcakes here, and as I mentioned, I've used the raspberry and coconut recipe from last week because it's really fruity and yummy. And I've also got some white coconut buttercream in a piping bag with a big round nozzle, and that's going to be for the base coat of my icing. So I'm going to start by piping some blobs onto my cupcakes. Now, on half of my cupcakes, I'm going to be making those in the style of a bunny's butt. So I've got my desiccated coconut in a bowl here, and for those ones, I'm going to dip those blobs into my coconut. And remember I talked to you about my special nozzle earlier? Well, this is where it comes in, because I'm using what I call a grass extruder. It's basically a piping nozzle with loads of different little holes in, and that is going to make it look a little bit like grass. So around the outside of my coconutted ones, I'm going to pipe some grassy edges. And then on the other half of my cupcakes, I'm going to cover those whole things with grass. My Easter scene is coming along nicely. So to finish off the bunny butts, I have a little bit of buttercream in a piping bag here, which I'm going to use to stick on my tails and my feet, like so. And now I'm going to spring things up by hiding little tiny eggs in amongst the grass and decorating it with little sugar flowers. And that is basically it. You've got yourself some bunnies disappearing into holes, you've got some Easter eggs to hunt and lots of lovely spring flowers. It's a very sweet little display and it's going to be perfect for your family at Easter. So I do hope you make those and I hope everyone enjoys them. And I hope you get to eat lots of chocolate eggs this Easter. And I'll be back next week. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of my uploads. And head over to cupcakejemma.com to check out my merch. I'll see you next week. Have a great Easter. Bye.